Hello students, how are you all? Hope all of you are well. Today we are going to discuss class 6 science chapter number 5, separation of substances. In the previous video I had explained you about the sedimentation process, decantation process, filtration process, and I had promised you that in the next video I will describe you about the evaporation and condensation. Before initiating the chapter about these topics, I would like to tell you something about the mixture. Can you tell me what is mixture? Mixture means it is a mixture impurities. You can say the impurities mixed into the mixing of two or more than two materials is called mixture. If you are mixing different types of materials, for example, just suppose wheat grains are there and rice grains, paddy is there. So if I mix both paddy and wheat grains, then what will happen? It will become a mixture of paddy and wheat. Similarly, there are different mixtures. So mixture is a mixing of two or more than two substances. It is divisible into the two parts: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Remember these two words because these things we are going to study in the next class. But then also sometimes we should have a concept about the homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture, right? So if anybody will ask you about the homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture, then first of all you should inform them about what is mixture and how many types of mixture. Mixture means dissolve in water, keep the dissolved mixture undisturbed for some time, either some sand particles. So this way you can see there are two types of mixture: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture means mixture in which particles of the substances present can be seen. Means, see here, this is 100% dissolved. Sugar plus water is equal to sugar solution. Sarbat, you know, solution of sugar or sugar solution, you can say. Got it? So this is the homogeneous, in which in the homogeneous neither solute nor solvent should be seen. It should be 100% dissolved in each other. But if we talk about the heterogeneous mixture, in the heterogeneous mixture, the mixture in which particles or substances present can be seen. Means it is not in the film. Here the particles can be seen. Either of the solute or solvent, particles can be seen. And here particles present can't be seen. Here particles can't be seen because it is dissolved 100%. Got it? So if anybody will ask you what is the difference between the homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture, you can politely reply about this answer. A mixture in which the dissolved particle can be seen is called heterogeneous mixture, and the dissolved particle can't be seen is called homogeneous mixture. And if anybody will ask you what is mixture, mixture is a mixed substance of two or more than two pure substance is called mixture. So here there are two types of mixture: homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Now, as we have looked about in the NCRT, our next topic was about the condensation, evaporation, and many more topics were left to describe, right? So let us describe from wherever we have left. Now, before moving towards the evaporation, as we have described about the sedimentation, decantation, and now we were on the filtration also described. Now, evaporation. Heat a beaker containing some water, allow the water to boil. If you continue heating, would the water turn into the steam that disappear completely? Now add 2 spoons of salt to sugar in another beaker and stir it well. Do you see any changes in the color of water? Can you see any salt in the beaker after stirring? Heat the beaker containing the salt water. Let the water boil away. What is left inside the beaker? In the activity, we use the process of evaporation to separate the mixture of water and salt. The process of conversion of water into vapor is called vaporization. Evaporation is a process by which the water is evaporated and another part of the mixture is left. As for example, if we are taking salt and water mixture, we are taking a mixture of salt and water. Just suppose This is a beaker. In the beaker, we are just putting some water and 1 spoon of salt. Just suppose this is our beaker. In this beaker, till here water is there. What is this? Water. And 1 spoon we have taken. In this 1 spoon we have put the salt. 1 spoon salt. Okay? This is salt, NaCl, sodium chloride. And after putting, we are stirring this salt. And after stirring, you will see nothing is there, right? Neither means salt plus water solution. Salt plus water solution. Now here, this is your solute, this is your solvent. Now we have mixed this. Now I am telling you to separate this water and salt again. Means I want my salt again. So what you will do? Now you will use the process called evaporation. The process of conversion of water into vapor. The process of conversion of water into vapor. The process of water conversion into vapor. The process of conversion of water. The process of conversion of water into vapor. Conversion of water into vapor is called, what is called? It is called evaporation. What is called? Is called evaporation. Means now what we are doing this process? In this process we are doing the evaporation. Now this mixed salt and water, now we will heat on the Bunsen burner. After heating, you will see the water is evaporating. What is the water doing? Evaporating. Means evaporation process started. Now whole water will boil it. After boiling, you will see the water has converted into the vapor, and below this beaker on the last side you will see the salt are still there. So you can see the process of conversion of water into vapor is called evaporation. This process is specially used to separate salt from the water, as we have dissolved salt into water. So that was a salt solution, and from the salt solution we are again converting the salt again, and we are getting this process. So this was our evaporation process. The process of evaporation takes place continuously wherever the water is present. Means generally this evaporation process is taken place where the water is present. Got it? Wherever water is present, there this evaporation process takes place. Where do you think salt comes from? Seawater contains many salt mixed in it. One of these salt in the common salt, when seawater is allowed, it stands its share of it. Water gets heated by sunlight and slowly turns into the water vapor. Through evaporation, in a few days, the water evaporates completely, leaving behind the solid salt. Common salt is then obtained from the mixture of salt by further purification. See, as whenever we are moving towards the ocean or sea, we generally see it is a salty water. From that salty water only the salt which we are eating, that table salt, is being obtained. As this common salt, sodium chloride, is being obtained. So first of all they collect this salt from that sea, and they put then this whole salt dry into the sunlight, and after then it is further sent for the process of purification, that is called crystallizations of sodium chloride, and then that crystals of sodium chloride is pure. Means then we obtain a pure salt, and then we eat that pure salt. Next is uses of more than one method of separation. Yes, sometimes what happens, not only one method is enough to separate some of the mixed substances, so we use more than one method to separate the substances. We have studied some methods for separation of substances from their mixture. Often one method is not sufficient to separate the different substances present in a mixture. In such a situation, we need to use more than one of the methods. Activity 7. Take a mixture of sand and salt. How will you separate this? We already saw that hand picking would not be practical method for separating this. Now what you have to do? You have to take a salt and sand. Now the second one, this was the first one. Now you are taking salt plus sand, and now you are mixing this both. This is the mixture of salt and sand. Now how you will separate this? Is this one method enough to separate the salt and sugar? No, then we require more than one method, as it is described in our textbook. Keep the mixture into a beaker and add some water to it. Leave the beaker aside for some time. Do you see the sand settling down to the water? And the sand can be separated by decantation or filtration method. What does the decanted liquid contain? Do you think this water contains the salt which was there in the mixture at the beginning? Now we need to separate the salt and water from the decanted liquid. Transfer this liquid into a kettle and close it. Lead heat and kettle for some time. Do you notice steam coming out from spout of the kettle? Take a metal plate with some ice on it. Hold the plate just above the spout in the kettle as shown. What do you observe? Let all the water in the kettle boil off. When the steam comes into contact with the metal plate, cooled with ice, it condenses and forms liquid water. The water drops that you observe falling from the plate is due to the condensation of the steam, the process of conversion of water vapor into liquid. The process of conversion of water vapor into the liquid is called condensation. Remember this word, the conversion of water vapor into liquid is called condensation. Did you ever see the water drops condensed under a plate has been used for vessel or containing milk, just as in boil? After all the water has been evaporated, what is left behind the kettle? We have thus separated the salt, water using the process of decantation, filtration, evaporation and condensation. While recovering the salt mixed with the sand, mixed of packet salt in a small amount of sand, she had tried the method suggested to recover the salt. She found, however, that she could recover only a small part of the salt that she had taken. What have gone wrong? Now question is what? See, here there is a mixture of salt and sand, and you have to separate the salt and sand. Is it possible that you will do by the hand picking method? Salt and sand we are mixing, okay? And now we have to separate the salt and sand. Is it possible by hand? No, it is not possible. So what we have to do? We have to take a beaker. What we have to take? We have to take a beaker. In this beaker, till half we have filled water, okay? Till here we have filled this water. After that we have put this salt and sand, mixture of salt and sand inside it. Now we have stirred this. After that we have left for some time. We have left for some time. After then, this beaker we have turned and we have taken into another beaker. So you will see with the process of decantation. Decantation means already sands are left here. So here sand are still left, and the salt which is mixed with the water, salt plus water, we have filtered it. Just suppose here we are doing the filtration method also. Filter paper. So now we have separated this filter. This is the mixture of salt and water. This is a mixture of salt and water. Now the mixture of salt and water is there. Now the sand has been separated with the help of the two methods, that is called decantation and filtration. Decantation and filtration. By using these two methods, the sand is separated from this salt and sand solution. Now in this salt water is there. Now we are taking this filtered part into one kettle. You have seen kettle over it? You might have seen also. This is kettle. Yes? Especially you might have seen the tea wala or tea, near the tea center we use this kettle. Now we have taken this salt and water here, and now we have started boiling this water. And after boiling, from the here you will see the evaporation starts coming. So what we have to take? Here we have to take one plate, and on the above of the plate we have to put ice. What do you have to put? Ice cube. So you will see as this evaporation touch to this plate. So now in here we are putting one tub or any other jug. So you will see the water droplets are falling down. Water droplets are falling down. So with the help of the conversion of evaporation into the liquid, as I have already told you, what is condensation? Can you tell me what is condensation? Anyone? What is condensation? The process of conversion of water vapor into liquid. The process of conversion water vapor into liquid. So this water vapor we have converted into the liquid. By this process we have observed here we have observed our water, and in the catalyst the salt is. So by this process, especially about the more than one process in the condensation, filtration, decantation, we have separated salt and sand. So this was our topic of today. In the next video, I will describe more and more topic about it. I hope all of you have enjoyed. If you are having any doubt related to this video, then please drop your doubt into the comment box section. Don't forget to like and share this video, and also subscribe this video. That's all for today. Thank you very much.